You see a lot of lady motorcyclists in Mexico because it's just such an affordable means of transportation, and they just do what works. This lady right here. Hola. Nos lleva a las ruinas, por favor. Podemos caminar, pero nos queremos a subir a unos de estos carritos. ¿Estos cómo se llaman? Mototaxis. Están lindos. Yo quiero uno para llevar a mi casa.
Sí, son bonitos. Son muy prácticos.
Sí, muy prácticos. They're very practical.
I need a phone back.
Ya nos vamos en el mototaxi. This is a very short walk from downtown. Yeah. The Upper East Side there where we were. Anyhow, from the center of the town to the ruin, it's only a 15-minute walk. But we wanted to get in this taxi. It's an experience I never have had. I've been all over Mexico. You don't see these everywhere. But a little place like this, it's an amazing little town. It's really good. And like she said, they're very practical. We'll trust our lady driver. Everybody's busy doing their work. Everybody offers everybody else a little bit of courtesy when they're driving. We don't have lines on the roads. We don't have a bunch of signs and rules and regulations. Everything just kind of gets worked out. Yeah, these ruins are right in the middle of town. It's not like they're away. We're here now. There's a wall around it. The wall is made out of adobe.
¿Vas a la zona? ¿Para la zona arqueológica?
Sí.
¿Los dejo en la taquilla?
¿Cómo? Sí, por favor. Sí, por favor. Just taking us to where the ticket stand is.
Oh.
She wanted to know if we were going into the zone because you can come here and not go in the zone. You can just stay out here, all these shops and stuff. These are all indigenous people, and they all speak other languages. ¿Y usted habla otros idiomas, otro idioma más que español? Zapotec.
Y un poco de inglés.
¿Y un poco de inglés?
Sí.
Válgame Dios. She speaks Zapotec, which is very common here. The most common, I'm thinking. There's also Mixta and a bunch of other little tribes. But the thing about it is, she says she speaks English. Poquito inglés, dice la muchacha. Poco inglés.
Mi trabajo es allá en la entrada de la
Sí.
zona.
So 20 pesos?
Sí.
Okay, you need a whole beat, and then I gave you the pieces.
Give me another 10, would you please?
Sure.
We're gonna take care of this lady. So this place was a religious place. Montalban, no, not so much. But all the religious stuff took place here. And they interacted together. Everything spiritual happened here. So when the Spanish came, they wanted to destroy things that were religious
Do you have my phone, Sam?
for
Okay,
natives.
let me put this in your backpack quick.
So they built their church right on top of one of the
Just stand still for a
most important buildings that are here, that were here. All these beautiful cactus. Just gorgeous. I don't know how many varieties there are there. This thing that looks like a tree looks like a cactus. Looks like a tree. Little ones on the ground, tall ones. That wall is made of cactus. Yeah, this is cactus. Look at it. At the base, it appears to have bark and be a tree. But up here, it's all prickly. Just beautiful. Well, it really is amazing. One of the nice things about traveling is that when you travel, the landscapes are different. And the flora is so different. I don't have these under the snow in Danville, Pennsylvania.
A tree cacti.
They really are cool.
Did we get the tickets in that building or anything? Or?
Oh, I don't know. I guess that's where we get our tickets, over there. We were going to walk in on a freebie basis, I guess. I'm not trying to get away with anything. I'm just stupid. That's the name of my channel. The Stupid Gringo. ¿Usted trabaja por ellos?
Somos guías.
Sí.
Guías aquí del sitio.
¿Y nosotros le tenemos que pagar a usted?
Sí, así
Sí.
es. Ajá.
¿Cuánto cobra?
Si gusta el servicio de guía, cuesta, dependiendo de cuántas personas son, es como se calcula el precio de recorrido.
¿Cuánto es?
¿Cuántas personas son?
Somos dos.
400 pesos para dos personas. Dura 40 minutos. Está bien, la finaliza.
40-minute tour for 400 pesos. That's $10 each. Do you want to do that?
We can.
100 after Christ. They name here like this. Try to read what is written here on the hat. Here over here. Try to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Try to read it. Intenten leerlo.
Leoba?
In Zapotec language, double vowel sounds long. In this case, Leoba.
Leoba.
Exact. Leoba. Try to repeat it.
Leoba.
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 Exactly, Leoba. Zapotec word, Zapotec language. Means the house of the souls.
House of the
Of
Souls.
the souls. So when Mexicas or Aztecs knew this town, they named here Mictlan. Means place of the dead. Death.
Place of the
So
dead.
in pre-Hispanic times, always there were two important powers. Religious one, we want to know it later on. And this was a ruler one, only they were able to build their houses with rocks, with stones. So here there are two courtyards, courtyard A and courtyard B. First, we are going to see the courtyard A, then we are going to come back in this courtyard B to see all the patterns there are around us, and then we have to continue in other part, the most amazing area. Follow me please this way to start knowing courtyard A.
And Courtyard C was covered up by the church.
Exactly.
God, honest.
The Spaniards built the church. So let's see another. Let's travel through the time. Let's see another dimension. This way.
Watch your head, Tracy. Wow. This is 1,000 years old?
Okay guys, so in all the turns use a warning, so please don't touch the walls.
Okay.
Always preserve
Okay.
very well all this
Para
stuff.
cuidarlos, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here now we've gone through an L shape. It's called blind entrance. It's called like this because outside you cannot see who is inside. It was a way how to get a lot of privacy because this was the house of this important ruler. Always a central courtyard open like now, and there is a room in each current direction. In pre-Hispanic times, Zapotecs didn't have an alphabet like we have now. ABC, in pre-Hispanic times, there was not this alphabet. All the knowledge was from generation after generation, from word of mouth. But most important things, most important events, Zapotec painting in some drawings. There are over there are called pre-Hispanic mural paintings. Let's see closer these paintings to see some features. You can see over there are these paintings, are still original. Were painted from right to left because this descends of the sun from east to west. First, a white layer called stucco. Over this one, a red dye, a mineral called hematite, iron oxide. Only these two colors, red and white, were painted these murals in this area. You can see there is a row of circles, are called chanchi wites. Wherever you can see this row of circles means this was the house of this important hierarchy people, the house of the ruler. And this is one of them, is looking at the left. You can see his face, his nose, his eyes.
His face.
Oh, yes,
So-
I see it.
It was very often in all the world, the rulers had something on his head. In Europe, they were kings, they wore crowns. Here no kings, no crowns. But from his head, has ajedrez. This is ajedrez, which means it's a ruler is painted in this area. Now you can see on the right side there is another person. He has a helmet of a jaguar. It was very often these important rulers went ahead of the wars. This rat is protecting his head. From his mouth comes two hooks, means speaking. He's taking a great decision in this Zapotec culture. And so on, at the right side, there were more figures because time because reading have fallen. To protect it, current archaeologists have placed a current mortar on the border and let this protected through the time. Only here there are these figures, these murals. This for us is very important to see this corridor in this area. So now let's see a room. Let's come this way. Okay, so here now we can see this was a single room. In pre-Hispanic times, rooms were long and narrow. Now let's see over here how it's built a wall. There is a stone starts from the north, goes to south. Next layer, same size like this, but now the stones go from east to west, from north to south, east to west, and so on. The stones are intertwined, like Jengas, and like this avoid to fall in case of earthquakes, because here in Oaxaca state it's very common to get earthquakes. Zapotecs didn't know doors or windows. They only knew access opening. 1, 2, 3. Over this one, there's a large stone, a single piece. It's called lintel. Here starts a lintel, here ends. Starts another, ends, and so on, as if they were the current beams. There over doors or windows, it works to continue building higher up. At top, of course, there was a roof. First, logs, very hard wood, from wall to wall. Over this one, carrizo. Do you know carrizo?
No.
Look at behind the green cacti, the green hills are called carrizo.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Like bamboos.
They're like bamboos, yeah.
Like reefs, bamboos but thinner. It's very common to get it on the banks of the rivers. As similar there is a very canal of carrizo. There was a horizontal line of carrizos over the logs. And atop there was a pre-Hispanic mortar, Zapotec's mixed limestone with sand, with the glue of the nopals, with mud, getting a solid roof. When it rains, water drains outside. So room always was covered. Corridor outside always was opened, like now. Only through this access opening, it was possible to enter wind and light for the daily life. So let's continue today.
This was a courtyard, but this had roof.
Exactly. Here we can see in the corner. Always when a new ruler starts, he painted a layer. Here there are at least 5 different layers, which means there were at least 5 rulers, different rulers, when living in this area. So let's continue.
¿Y las ruinas cuántos años tienen más o menos? ¿1000 años?
Terminados, quizás como unos 600 años.
600. ¿Y cuándo comenzaron?
Llegan aquí en 900 después de Cristo.
900.
Pero buscan las canteras, construyen paredes,
Sí,
techos.
sí, no. Esto es mucho tiempo para hacer
Quizás
esto.
en 1400 ya bien listo, bien terminado. Llegan españoles y se encuentra viva la cultura en pleno desarrollo. Maybe in other countries, other cities, you have all together living room, kitchen. Wind rains, water drains outside. It is against wind rains, water drains inside. Because here we are in like a pool in Zapotec, store water in this area.
This was a pool. They stored water here. We're standing, and you see?
And at night, this works like a mirror. This pool works like a mirror to see the stars, to see the planets, to see the constellations through the reflection in this area. We can see around us there is a sidewalk to go in a room, another room, also to go outside. Let's continue walking this way. Now we are gonna go to exchange entrance. Do you remember how it's called? This exchange, this entrance.
Y si hablas inglés, y hablas zapotec, y hablas español, ¿qué más hablas?
Por ahora nada más.
Ah, ok.
I'm learning Italian.
Es útil para explicar.
Sí, es lo mismo que yo quiero
Sí.
hacer de todos los idiomas. Primero, el
Can you
speech.
speak in English?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot I had the gringo with me.
Yeah.
Listen, that happens all the time. She always gets mad about it.
okay.
So she starts smoking at the ears is porque I'm speaking Spanish. He only speaks Zapotec and English, and he's trying to learn Italian. I said that in Honduras, at Copan, I met a guide who spoke a little bit of 11 languages. English very well. English very
English
well.
is never necessary.
Very necessary here, yeah.
Maybe on several other people, other countries, maybe Russian, Japanese, Chinese, come here, but they understand the
They
English.
speak English. Yeah.
Exactly.
Speak very good English.
Okay, so we can see last one was a patio. Last
Oh,
one.
okay.
Last one was a patio, small, private place.
A small private patio.
We went through the L-shape, it's called blind entrance.
The blind entrance.
Because outside you cannot see who is inside. Through this blind entrance we can get a plaza, this bigger, public place. Zapotecs use this area to interchange their plants or animals. Like a market in this area. This was the main role of this ruler. The commerce should be fair. So now we can see around us, on top, Mitla is very well known because there are several patterns. People know with the words Grecas. What's the meaning of all the patterns? Zapotecs didn't know angel or demons. They only knew in gods. And these gods were the same natural forces. So all these figures mean these natural forces. And let's go out to see some examples. Okay, so now we can see there over there are diagonal lines. Diagonal lines. That figure
Jaguar lines, yeah.
that the figure means rain. Because when it rains, most times drops fall diagonally. Now we can see on the left side there are diagonal lines, but now in zigzag.
¿Cómo les dices?
Diagonal lines in zigzag.
Diagonal.
Diagonal.
Oh, diagonal. Diagonal lines, yeah.
Diagonal lines, but now in zigzag. Zigzag.
Yes.
That figure means lightning.
Lightning.
We know lightning is a fire, so that's a way how to Zapotecs represent the fire through the lightning. And now we can see on the corner there are lines in several directions.
See.
Right, left, up or down. That figure means wind. Because when it blows, how it goes in several directions. And so on, there are more than 15 several patterns. Later on, we want to see the meaning of more figures. So a group of our patterns is called panels. This is a clean panel, this is a black panel. Which one do you think is original? Which one do you think is rebuilt?
I think the black one is original.
And this one?
I guess that's a replica.
So people think this is original, this is rebuilt, but we can see both are still original.
All of them are original. Yeah.
Why this is dark, this is clean? Because always over the figures there is a little ceiling. It's called scapular. This structure protects these buildings. There is a double scapular, protects more all these patterns. So when the Spaniards arrived, they took all these scapulars to put over there. The Spaniards used them to build a current church. If for that they left without scapular, is for that.
And that's how that
Ruinas
became.
is taking black color. But originally, always around us, there were a double scapular. So now we can see which color were these buildings. Firstly, the natural color was beige, but Zapotecs painted their buildings. Zapotecs painted backgrounds red, a mineral called hematite, iron oxide. The figures were painted white, stucco. Imagine only these two colors, backgrounds red and white figures, were full when the Spaniards arrived, and they found alive this culture in this town. Now we can see over there, we can see how were built all the figures. That's not a single stone, but they were piece by piece, one by one, as if they were Tetris, Lego puzzles, which means all the figures were built the same way, piece by piece, one by one. Notice there's no mortar between the pieces. It's only a stone plus another one. It's called bond construction. No mortar between the pieces. Let's continue this way, please. Okay, guys, this way. Now we are going to see over there on the corner, there are those stones, are called crowns. Those stones only there are on the corner. On the right side, they are no longer more, because when the Spaniards arrived, took those stones to put over there. Some verticals, other horizontals, but
Yeah, you
are
see that? Those
the
four
same
stones? They were from over here.
Exactly. And the Spaniards used them to build a Catholic church. As you can see, that's the same case there is in Cholula, Puebla, Templo Mayor, Mexico City. Always over a pre-Hispanic place, there is a Catholic church. Look over there, pre-Hispanic, Hispanic. From the Zapotecs, on the left side, there was another stone. That was the same lintel we saw earlier.
Yep.
This was another room. This was another courtyard, the third courtyard. In several towns, church always is in downtown. This is not the case. Here in Mitla, church is in the north. Because when Spaniards arrived, first they tried to build a church in downtown. Zapotecs don't went over there. Zapotecs were used coming in this area. So they fusioned cultures. Same places and days of worship, but do offerings to different gods. Here in the south of the country, conquest was by the religion. Your religion we mix with my one, and this will happen together in the same area. Now we can see over there, we can see there are two columns, a single piece. Those columns are not in the original place. Later on, we are going to see where we had it in pre-Hispanic times.
They've been
what
moved.
were used for. So this was only the introduction. Now let's see the most amazing area. Let's continue this way.
Can you take water?
Yes, water. Also mezcal.
I'm not. I'm mezcal.
Okay, let's see this plant. Let's see this plant. Do you know what is called this plant? This one?
No.
This plant is called maguey, agave.
Oh, maguey, mira. El color es poquito diferente y está pequeños. Hemos visto los maguey grandes.
Exactly.
Sí.
English.
We've seen
He
the
speaks English.
we've seen the green ones. That's maguey. That's agave. I have a cousin who lives here,
Yeah.
and
So-
she and her family they have land, terreno, and they grow agave.
Okay.
Una prima hermana.
Wow. So we can see in Oaxaca state there are at least 20 several kinds of magueyes.
Really?
Yeah. Which means there are at least 20 different flavors. This alcohol drink, mezcal. The same name the plant is the same name the alcohol drink. In this case, maguey tobala. We get mezcal tobala. It is another one. This is called tepestate. This maybe is expensive because it spends more than 20 years to reach its adulthood. And this one is called espadín suave. This is the most common because it's cheaper. It spends few years, say 6 or 7 years, to reach its adulthood.
That looks typical to us.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's typical. Another one is called quiche. This is the sweetest, very sweet. Also maguey, agave, mezcal. You know what's the name of this tree?
No, señor.
This tree is called guaje.
Guaje.
Guaje tree, exactly. Very important to know it because this species is the name of our state or capital city. Like now, English is a global language in all the world. In pre-Hispanic times, Nahuatl, language of the Mexicas or Aztecs, was the global language in all Mesoamerica. Mexicas knew this tree with the word Oaxaca. So when Spaniards arrived, it was very difficult for them to pronounce Oaxaca. The name becomes Oaxaca, like now. Several names.
They got the name wrong for the tree. So they call the city Oaxaca, they call the state Oaxaca. ¿Y cómo es? What's correct?
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
In pre-Hispanic
Oaxaca.
times. But all the names change each time.
Oh, sí.
Oaxaca, Oaxaca. For instance, our country, Mexico. Do you know how we pronounce it in pre-Hispanic times? We say it Mexico.
Mexico.
Pre-Hispanic times. Mexicas, Mexico. The sound sh, it was very often in all Mesoamerica. The Spaniards, they don't have this sound. They use it, so they change Mexico becomes Mexico. Oaxaca, Oaxaca, Jalisco, Jalisco, Xalapa, Jalapa, and several examples more. So when Spaniards arrived, they listened to several times the sound. They choose the X to represent this sound. So now we can see this building is a current religious power in pre-Hispanic times. We notice because now this building is over a basement or platform pyramidal. As you can see, first one, ruler power only was over the ground. This is over a basement, means higher hierarchy, higher power. Now we can see,
Thank you,
so you
sir.
can see over there, over on that facade, there are more figures. There are diamond shapes with a central cross. That figure means stars.
Stars.
Stars of the sky. Below stars, there is a horizontal line, diagonal, it stays up, falls, like a capital M. To right, there is a mountain with the same M shapes. So that's a way how the Zapotecs represent the ground with the earth through the mountain.
And then you have the lightning,
Exactly. On the left side are lightning, and there's a wind.
the wind.
And below, on the corner, there are several spirals. That figure means waves of the sea.
Waves of the sea.
This is another house later on, we want to go inside to see why several figures. So now let's continue this way. Questions about this beach, about this culture, Zapotec site. What you said? Let me move that. Let me move that stone. Okay. You have
Attention.
questions about this beach, about this culture, about the site?
Not yet.
Okay, so the Zapotec culture, all of us who know a little bit and not enough, we know there were Aztecs, Maya, Olmec, but the Zapotec, are they within part of one of those other cultures, or are they completely their own, completely separate?
So maybe each culture is different, but maybe they have several things in common. But each culture is different. Even for the Zapotecs from Montalban and Zapotecs for Mitla change a lot.
Yeah.
Because in Montalban, the main god was Costillo. Costillo means the god of the rain. You can see it over here. So here, this is another different god. So also in Montalban, Zapotec culture, there were no figures, no patterns. But here Mitla is full of patterns. Maybe through the time, all the culture changes.
I guess what I was really asking is, does the Zapotec and the Mixta and all the other, do they fall within one of the other greater empires of Aztec or Maya?
No, it's
They're
completely
their own. They're their own.
Even mixes are close here, but there's also different culture, different life, different language, even different buildings.
Entonces, then they weren't Aztec and they weren't Maya. That's amazing.
So now we're going to see Oaxaca State was very rich in natural resources. We have several plants, flowers, roots, even we were very famous eating insects. Have you eaten insects here in Oaxaca State? Which kind?
Hormigas, ants, grasshoppers,
Big ants.
gusanos.
Big ants are called chicatanas.
Chicatanas, we had those.
So in time of raining, also there are these big ants. So we can see there are crickets. People think are crickets, but are not crickets. Are called grasshoppers.
Chapulines, yeah.
Chapulines.
In the roots of the magueyes, there are worms, red worms. Are called chinicuiles.
Chinicuiles.
Also, we can eat them.
Yes.
So even
We fish with them. We go fishing with them.
even we're under this tree. Do you know how it's called? This tree?
This tree?
How it's called?
I don't know. What do you think? This tree?
It's after one of those insects.
This tree is called mesquite.
Oh, mesquite, yeah.
Tree. Very well known because their
Very
fruits,
well-known tree, yeah.
Their fruits are pods. Legumes are edible since pre-Hispanic times. So Oaxaca State was very rich in natural, also mineral resources. We have only many feet, only we have a thing against us. So Oaxaca State is over to tectonic plates, very common to get earthquakes. Zapotecs already knew these earthquakes. They choose a way where to build their houses. For instance, here we can see in the gardens, there are plants, also there are rocks. Those rocks are not the individual ones. It's a large rock called bedrock. Imagine as if it were an iceberg, only you can see the tip, but beneath the ground is a bedrock. And this works by the foundations make stronger all these buildings. So Zapotecs not only were great builders, not only were great architects, they also were
Engineers.
geologists, exactly, engineers, geologists. Not only how to build, also where to build. Used for that, mostly 80% of this building is still original. Here we can see now on that facade, there were 5 diamonds. There is one, there is no more. Second one, because when the Spaniards arrived, they reused the same room, but they opened a window on that wall. So when the current archaeologists, they close the window, the hole. So like this we can see easily, 1 diamond, there is no more, because it's reconstructed, but mostly it's still original. Let's continue this way.
And the Spaniards can't put a window where there was a diamond.
Okay guys, so here now we can see On the right side, below, that's a square. That was an altar, worship.
There was an altar.
Altar, exactly. Zapotec performs over there several rituals. Zapotec kills animals, sang songs, burned frankincense, a kind of frankincense called copal. All the rituals were outdoor, like now. So when Spaniards arrived, they began rituals indoor, for example, church, church or chapels. So in pre-Hispanic times, rituals were in the center. People sat down around the altar. So when Spaniards arrived, they began rituals. Altar was in front, people sat down, back to the altar. So now here we can see this red color is not original. That's red painted, getting an idea how it was in pre-Hispanic times. In each access opening, red one is still original. This facade is the most amazing facade in this Zapotec culture because it's a current the higher religious power. If we compare it with the current religion, it may be the Catholic Church. Its high hierarchy, the Pope, like a Zapotec Pope who lived in this area.
Oh, no kidding! They had that high leader.
Exactly, high leader. In the east, there was another building, smaller in size, lower in hierarchy, like the Zapotec cardinals who lived over there. There were 4 columns. One of them is still standing. 2 more in the beginning of the tour. So when Spaniards
This is where they were. They moved those other 2 over there.
When Spaniards arrived, they said, "We don't need to find more stones in the slabs of the mountains here nearby. Let's use them to build the current church." So this complex, Zapotec, Spaniards don't destroy it because they reuse it to house the Catholic priest and to shade the new gods in the towns around us. It was very common in all Mesoamerica. Steps were tall and narrow because you must climb. You try to do it sideways. It's possible to climb because only the first step, the second one are still original. Mostly are reconstructed. Let's climb sideways at the end of the tour. I tell you why you must climb like this.
Okay.
Let's do it step by step.
Do you have sunblock?
No.
Should have wore long sleeves.
Try it step by step, one by one. First step, another one, a step, other one, and so on. Sideways, slowly, one by one.
Please be careful, Tracy. Yep, that's the way to do it.
A hand, a step.
All right, viejita.
Sorry.
This works. It's difficult, but this works. Now this way. Let's rest in the shade. This way.
Look at the columns, Tracy.
So people ask us where Zapotec bought all these stones to build these buildings. Several ruins, several Oaxaca sites. Archaeologists don't know where the native people got these stones. In for the theory, the Aldeans built their houses. For instance, in Egypt, they have the theory the Aldeans built their houses because it's only desert. There are no mountains closer. This is not the case. In the east, there is a mountain, ends in a peak. So you can see the mountain.
See, that's where they got the stone to build this.
On the top of the mountains, Zapotec got all these stones. Large columns, huge lintels. Zapotecs don't pick up them. Are very heavy stones. Zapotecs put all the stones over the logs, pushing and pulling like a car to bring it in this area. Now the climb, they use a ramp, soil ramp, so that it was easier to do possible all these buildings. So here they put here 6 monolithic columns, a single piece. Zapotecs use the columns supporting a roof.
We're in the church that was built here on top of the ruins in order to get rid of that section of the ruins. Much of it was built by taking stones from the ruins, which weren't ruins at the time. They were the holy places of the Zapotecs. But they just kind of wanted to shut them down and shut down their religion, convert them all to Catholicism and Christianity. So they did what we do.